friends, welcome back to my channel. I decided to make another video. It occurred to me recently that I didn't show any hauls of the winter months. I didn't get any books for Christmas this year. I got like book adjacent things and then gift cards. So I didn't have like a Christmas haul to show, but I did buy books for Christmas. Plus I received books throughout the end of November, December, all through January. I just forgot what month it was. I almost said and into February, but it's not February yet. I am trying to reduce my hauling this year. So this, I mean, it's not the smallest haul that it could be, but it is smaller than normal. And I think that my future haul videos, one, might not exist because I don't want to promote myself hauling, you know, or they might just not be interesting because I'm not buying as many books as normal. So this video is going to be my winter haul. Actually, before we get started, I do kind of want to touch on that a little bit, the not promoting hauling things, is that when I was first starting out my booktube, I found that book haul videos did really well compared to the other content I was making at the time. So I actually started like intentionally buying books so that I could make more haul videos, and that is not good for my bank account or my mental health or my home shelves. They're falling apart. There's too many books. Plus my other content does fine now, so I don't have to rely on hauling videos to get the views. But that is something that I've been thinking about recently. So fewer hauls coming up. Sorry, I don't know why I have an attitude now, but I do. As usual for the haul videos, we're gonna start with book of the month. I did actually cancel book of the month. I know at the end of my I'm done with book of the month video, I didn't cancel it. That was the ultimate conclusion. But afterwards, off camera, I thought about it some more. I talked to Ryan and we did cancel that subscription. So I have 4 books here that I haven't shown from book of the month, but I will not be receiving any more in the future. From my December box, I got 3 books. I got The Kingdom of Sweets by Erica Johansson, which is a romantasy nutcracker retelling. It is an adult fantasy, and I haven't read it yet. I really wanted to read it during December, during Christmas, but I didn't get to it. So honestly, like, it's not gonna happen until next December. But I do want to hang on to it because I am marginally interested in this because I'm a big Nutcracker fan. That's one of the properties that I'm weirdly obsessed with, is the Nutcracker. I got 2 YA fantasies. First is Gwen and Art Are Not in Love by Lex Croucher. This is also based off of a property that I'm a huge fan of, which is King Arthur and Arthurian things. So this is a YA romance set not during Arthurian times, but one of them, I think Gwen, is descended from King Arthur. Art, who is also named Arthur, is not a descendant, so they're not related. I can't stress that enough. But, you know, they're betrothed, but they're both gay, and they're sorting that out. I did already DNF this book, not because I think it's bad. I think the writing's pretty good, but it's YA and it's mainly romance, so it's not really what I'm looking for, and I didn't enjoy it enough to stick through it. I am going to be trying to read some YA books. I have some themed vlogs in mind, and one of them is reading YA that I hope I'll like. This won't be included in that video. I'm thinking about including this book though. It's What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez. This is described as like a feminist Indiana Jones situation. We have a rich teen girl from Buenos Aires who is orphaned, left behind by a pair of like adventuring, what is the word I'm looking for? Like Indiana Jones treasure hunting parents, I don't know. And so in order to figure out what happened to her parents, she travels to Egypt with their assistant, and like a handsome assistant or something. I don't know. There's a love story in here, obviously, because it's YA. But it does sound cool. I like the setting a lot, and the setup sounds fun. So I am going to give this one a shot. Haven't gotten to it yet. I have seen the I think it's Fairy Loot or Illumicrate edition. I'll post it right here. Oh my gosh, that one's stunning. If I could get my hands on that, I'd be so happy. So if anyone has like an extra copy, hit me up. I would like that. And then in January, I literally just showed this in the previous book of the month video, but I got The Bullet Swallower by Elizabeth Gonzalez James. I won't talk about it more because you know, watch that video instead. I got another YA book recently. This is actually an ARC from HarperCollins, but it sounds cool and is based, I'm just all about things that are based on properties I like apparently this season. So I did accept this arc, Kindling by Tracy Chee. It's YA, but it is based on Seven Samurai / The Magnificent Seven. She is hugely inspired by those two stories and mentions it quite a few times in her author's note at the start, and it's just pretty clear. I think that this cover is gorgeous. I just damaged it while collecting the books. I bent it. I'm very upset because it's so pretty. This is a story of 7 children who are magic-wielding warriors who were elite during the war, but now the war is over and their magic is outlawed. It's elemental magic. They've sort of been just cast adrift with nothing really to do or to stand for. But when a village comes under threat of siege, they are called upon once again to defend and to go to war. And it's sort of the story of them coming back together and realizing the devastating power of their magic. It's giving me Poppy War vibes. It is YA, so I know it's not gonna be as intense as the Poppy War, but it does give me that sort of vibe. One thing that is very interesting and possibly extremely off-putting about this book is that it's entirely written in second person instead of first person, which is I did this, I did that, I said this, or third person, which is she said this, she did that, whatever. It's you. I'll just pick a random line. You feel your smile go wide and vicious, and deep inside you, the old fire flickers to life once again. That old desire for combat, for bloodshed, for victory and glory, one last time. It's weird. I've not read a second person book since like Choose Your Own Adventure books back in the day. I know there are some popular ones like the Joe Goldberg books, the ones that the show You is based on. Those are written in second person, but I'm interested. I will read this and I'll let you guys know what I think. It is released officially in March this year, 2024, so do check this out. I'll let you know before the release date what I think of it, but I have high hopes, honestly. There were a number of big releases that came out this season that I keep saying this year, but this season that I haven't shown you guys yet. First and foremost, a while ago, I picked up The Hurricane Wars by Thea Guanzon. This is a romantasy as well. It is Star Wars inspired, which is cool and definitely a selling point for me. One of my coworkers read it and said it was okay. People are trying to sell this as the like spiritual follow-up to Fourth Wing. Like if you read Fourth Wing and love the spice, this is the next spicy adult fantasy. My coworker who read it said, no, the spice is not very good at all. So that's not my opinion, that's her opinion. I haven't read this or Fourth Wing, but I'm intrigued that it is Star Wars inspired, because that's cool. Also, this cover is pretty sick. Oh, and I really like the full spread map in the front. I picked up Sanctuary of the Shadow by Aurora Asher purely for these edges. This is the next release from Red Tower, which did Fourth Wing and Iron Flame and Assistant to the Villain. Obviously, Assistant to the Villain was a huge disappointment after Fourth Wing, but people are really liking Iron Flame, so I guess you know, they're having another go at a big romantasy release. They learned from Fourth Wing that the fancy sprayed edges will sell, and from working at the bookstore, yeah, they sell. I bought them because of this. This is beautiful. I also very much like the foiling and the end papers. A big release I was actually looking forward to, more or less, was Feybound by Sarah El-Arifi. I don't have one of the fancy versions. I have the original, but I actually think I like the original the best. Like, I've seen the blue covers from some of the book boxes, but I like this color better. Now, this is Fae, obviously, Feybound. And notoriously, I don't like Fae, but I like Sarah El-Arifi. I had dinner with her once. So this is the story of 2 elven sisters who become imprisoned in the Fae realm. And this book seems like it very is like a test of loyalties sort of storyline, you know, between sisters, between the elves where they're born versus the Fae that they've just discovered. It sounds like there's a lot of the classic Fae magic in here, and it is the start of a brand new trilogy. So I will give this a go because I know the Sarah's other series, the Final Strife series, that's not what it's called, but the first one is the Final Strife, is quite well regarded, and I do own it. I just haven't got to it yet. I think I'd actually rather read Feybound than Final Strife, so we'll see what happens. And the last big release I picked up this season is The Darkness Before Them by Matthew Ward. I haven't read anything by Matthew Ward. I do have the first 2 books in his other series, Legacy of Ash and Legacy of Steel. Those are chonkers. This is quite a lot thinner. Quite a lot thinner. That doesn't sound grammatically correct, but that's what I'm saying. Ultimately, the real reason I picked this up is because it's white and it's from Orbit. I know that doesn't make sense, but there's something about Orbit's white covers that just grab my soul, and I need them. I will buy them all. I picked up a number of kind of random books as well. We got Essex Dogs by Dan Jones, which is a historical fiction. It's not fantasy, but it is a time period that I'm a fan of. Plus, this one's been making its rounds in the like fantasy bookstagram world anyways. I picked up Master of Poisons by Andrea Hairston. I got this on like extreme discount from a bargain store. I think I got this for $2. This is a reimagining of several African folktales weaved together into a story about poison desert taking over the homes and land of the people in the story, and several different characters trying to defeat that. I also grabbed This Is How You Lose a Time War. I've been wanting this for a while. It is a sci-fi, it's very short, and I've heard some quite good things. We actually ordered this into the store specifically when we had Melissa Blair at the store doing an event. We asked her what some of her favorite books were so we could order them in for a special display, and this is one of the ones she mentioned, so that's kind of cool. Next, as you know, I'm reading Jade City and I'm loving it, so I grabbed the rest of them. Jade Legacy, which is the 3rd one, I got from like another version of the store that I work at, a different location, because they had one. It's really beat up, which is not ideal, but I'm just glad to have it. And then I ordered Jade War through my store, and it's a completely different texture. I just want to kind of complain about this for a second. Jade City and Jade Legacy are that sort of like rougher texture that I really like, and this is really smooth. I don't know if you can visually tell the difference, but this is that weird smooth, like the way self-published books come is how this feels, and it does not feel like an Orbit book. I'm a little annoyed, but also who cares? Lastly, I actually got a lot of indie self-published books this month sent to me from authors, so I'll show off some of those. I got 2 physical books. First is The Magic Fix by Mike Montanaro. This is a fantasy comedy, which is something that I want to get more into. It's set in a world that it's a very much classic like Dungeons and Dragons world. We've got humans and trolls and ogres and pixies and all that stuff. There's a flying unicorn that might bring peace to the known world. Like, even just from reading the back, it's very silly in a good way. It does not take itself too seriously, and I'm excited for a light read like this. The known world needs a fix or things could get very ugly, even uglier than an ogre. Ha ha ha. I was also sent an ARC of City in the Dragon's Eye by Jordan Loyal Short. The main protagonist of this story had to save his friends using magic from the dragon well, but he used too much and it is now turning him into a dragon. He essentially has a magical tumor, and that is super off-putting to me and unsettling, but that also sounds really cool. This is a story of secret societies, cryptic puzzles, deciding between a cure for a magical tumor versus embracing the dark powers it's granting him. I am very intrigued by this, and I think the cover is really beautiful, so thank you so much, Jordan, for sending me this book. And it's personalized. I was also sent a couple of ebooks. Guys, I had to get a new phone because my old one caught on fire while I was at work. Little side story I just wanted to mention real quick. First, I was sent The Sword of Adante by Ashley Holmquist. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Ashley, I'm sorry. This is a YA faith-based fiction. She says it's for fans of Assassin's Creed, Prince of Persia, and Excalibur. And it's got found family, enemies to mentor/protege, elemental magic, angels and demons, a desert setting, and prophesized end times. Thank you so much, Ashley, for sending me that. I am gonna start reading it next month or so when I do my big YA read vlog. I was also sent Shadows of the Dark Realm by Tyler Edwards. This is another story involving dragons. This is the story of 3 different realms that once lived in peace but then began to war. And in order to avert war, they created a fragile treaty of peace that was then broken by the King of Shadows. When the Darkstone is stolen, one of the good kings calls upon a disgraced knight named Vale Locks to form a group to go on a quest to retrieve the stone. So we've got a classic quest story with dragons and magic and sword and sorcery, and I'm quite excited for this one. Matthew J. Turner sent me A Reign of Emerald Fire, which I don't have the real cover for some reason in this e-arc. This is another one that's classic fantasy on the humorous side. We've got swords, axes, mysterious hammers of ancient dwarvish origin, found family vibes, and again, they're just light quest D&D type adventure. Thank you, Matthew, for sending me this. The very last book I got in January was one that I posted on my story recently. I don't have the physical copy because I don't technically own it, but as part of my job, as I've mentioned in the past, I work with indie authors to get their books into the store that I work at for public sale. So that usually means that I am given a copy at one point to read through, and I read The Witch of Faemeria Wood by Hypatia Ray. It's a YA gender-bent Sleeping Beauty retelling, and I read it in one sitting. I actually really liked it, which is crazy for me because I don't normally read YA romantasy. I enjoyed the setup to the gender swapness of it, but I think it's a very, very good self-published book overall, so you can check that one out at my store or from Amazon. And that's it. I didn't count how many books that was because I always forget to do that, but oh well, I got a few books, quite a lot of books actually. That was more than I thought it was gonna be when I started filming this. But this hopefully will be my last haul video for a while. I'll still point out when I get new books and show them off to you if it's something special, but yeah, I'm not gonna be doing haul videos anymore. I have to go now and get ready. I'm doing my first ever escape room tonight, and I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know if I'll be good at it. I think I'm good at puzzles, but I don't know if I am in real life. And it's only Ryan and I doing this, so we'll see what happens. It has a 20% success rate. But I'm also hoping that escape rooms become like a new passion of mine, so yeah, wish me luck. Thanks, guys. I know you're seeing this way in the future, so I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Before I go, don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I upload 2 days a week. I love you guys. Goodbye.